Jai Good day, children. In this video, we are going to discuss about break and continue statement. It is actually one of the jump statement. Break is one of the jump statement. And when a break statement is encountered in a loop, the loop is immediately terminated and the program control resumes at the next statement following the loop. That's nothing but it transfers the execution from one place to another. So now we are going to see how does a break statement actually work. And we are going to see that using a for loop. See, for I is equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to 3, the condition true, so the control comes in. And now you have if, the condition if, when the for loop is true, the condition the for loop is true, the control comes to if. And now I is equal to 2. So, but I is 1, 1 is not equal to 2. So, if is false. So, what is there in Cout? High. So, high will be printed in the output screen. High is printed in the output screen. Okay, so again the condition will be checked. Now I value gets incremented, I becomes 2. Now for is true, the control comes inside. So you have if condition, you're going to check is 2 is equal to 2. Yes, the condition true. So there comes the break statement. So this break statement when I is 2 will be executed. So it stops the execution. It stops the execution for the for loop. So the for loop will end here. So this break statement will take the control. So no more high will be printed. No more high is printed because the condition is true. So the functioning of break is to take the control out of the loop. This is how break works. So next we are going to discuss about continue statement. What is a continue statement? A continue statement is used inside the loop. And when a continue statement is encountered inside a loop, you skip the execution of remaining statement inside the loop of the current iteration, and the control jumps to the beginning of the loop for the next iteration. The control comes to the beginning of the loop for the next iteration. See, I could also tell you this more clearly as a see. In some programming situation, we need to take the control to the beginning of the loop, skipping some statements in between. But this continue keyword or this continue statement allows us to do this. So when a continue statement is encountered inside any loop, it skips the current iteration and forces the loop to continue with the next iteration. It skips the current iteration and forces the loop to continue with the next iteration. So when you see the working of continue, you can understand this more better, I suppose. Now, continue. How does it work? Now, this is a simple program using for loop. The same program actually, but instead of break, you have a continue statement here, and we'll check how does the continue work here. Now, for I is equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to 3, condition true. So, for is true. So, the control comes to if I is equal to 2, which means 1 is equal to false. So, it prints high message. And now, next, I value gets incremented, I becomes 2. 2 is less than or equal to 3, condition true for, and control comes in. You have an if condition 2 is equal to 2, condition true. So, what does break do? Break will take control out of the loop, which means for itself will stop, but here for itself will stop actually there. But here you have a continue statement. So, it skips printing high message. Instead, it goes into the for loop. That is, it increments the value of I. Now, I is 3. 3 less than or equal to 3. Condition true. But 3 is equal to 2. False. So, high will be printed. Then I becomes 4. 4 less than or equal to 3. Condition false. So, for loop ends only here. Whereas in break, the moment the compiler saw the keyword break, the moment the compiler encountered the break statement, it took the control out of the loop. It did not allow the for loop to execute any further, but this continue will skip only that portion and it continues with the next iteration. This is how continue works. Both break and continue are used inside the loop actually, but when the break statement is executed, and the condition, it terminates the entire loop. But when continue statement is executed, it keeps the remaining statement of current iteration and it jumps into the for loop. Okay. Now we shall see some programming examples so that you can understand more clear about break and continue statement. Now this is a simple program. See, you could see with when you see the output screen, it's clear you're going to print the numbers from 1 to 10. So you have a for loop for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, condition true. So you know what does cout do? It prints I. I is 1 initially, 1 less than or equal to 10. So 1 is printed, endel control goes to next line, I becomes 2, 2 is printed. Likewise, this goes on till 10. And when it's 11, the condition is false. So only till 10 will be printed. You know, this is a simple program. We have already discussed it for loop. Now, what happens when you have some changes in the previous program, like you have I is equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Then if I is equal to 6, which is 1 is equal to 6, condition false. So I will be printed. So 1 will be printed. So this will print till 5. See, I is equal to 6. I is equal to 6. So what happens? So till 5 will be printed in the output screen. When you see the output screen, I show you the output screen to see. When you see the output screen, see, till 5 is printed actually. Till 5 it's printed. We can see here itself. You have both the program and the output screen here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 5 will be printed. And when it's 6, 6 is less than or equal to 10, condition is of course true, but 4 is true and the control comes to if condition. 6 is equal to 6, yes, true, but you have a break statement there, and you know what does break do? It will take the control out of the loop. So no numbers after 6 will be, after 5 will be printed, after 5 will be printed. So it is taking the control out of the loop. And after that, after the for loop, you have a cout statement for printing after the for loop. So that is printed in a new line. Okay, this is the break work. I suppose you are very clear. See, I is equal to 6 is the condition where you have the break statement. So the numbers from 1 to 5 is printed. And when it's 6, the break is encountered. So the compiler's control will come out of the loop. This is how break works. Now, this example is to demonstrate about the continuous statement in the same code actually. And this simple program is to print the numbers from 1 to 10. And you don't know this very clearly. I'm sure that you're all very thorough of how does a for loop work. Okay, so this is a simple program to print the numbers from 1 to 10. Now, when you have the continue statement encountered in the same program, but see, you have mild change in the condition too. Now, let's discuss that. See, I is equal to 1. 1 is less than or equal to 10, condition true. And when the condition is true, for is true, so the control comes in. So you have an if statement encountered there where I is equal to 4. See, is 1 equal to 4? No. Or, logical or. See, logical or, the two parallel lines. This works when one of the condition is true, the answer will be true with the logical or. When one of the condition is true, the answer is true with the logical or. You know that. But you have I is equal to 4 or I is equal to, I is 1 now. So there is no point in checking the condition. So I will be printed in the output screen. That is why 1 is printed. So 2 will also be printed, 3 will also be printed. But when the case is 4, when I value is 4, like 4 less than or equal to 10, condition true for, the control comes in for the if condition, where 4 is equal to 4. So true. So continue, which will not print 4 in the output screen. See the output screen, you don't have 4 printed. But as break, the control will not come out of the loop. Instead, it will stop. It will skip that particular iteration alone, and it will allow the next iteration to happen. Current will alone be skipped. So next will continue as such. So I will be 5 now. 5 less than or equal to 10. 4 is true. I is equal to 4. I is equal to 8 is false. So I will be printed. So 5 is printed, 6 is printed, 7 is printed. And when the case is 8, when the I value is 8, again if will become true. So 8 will alone not be printed. Okay. Now I is what? 9. So 9 gets printed. 10 gets printed. And when it's 11, the condition itself is false. So it comes out of the loop. Okay. So this is how continue works. I'm sure you're all very thorough of how does a break statement and a continue statement work. Okay. So with this, I'm ending up this video. In the next video, we shall discuss about the decision making statements and the types of functions. Thank you, children.